The England manager Roy Hodgson won't stand in Gareth Southgate's way if he wants to select the likes of Raheem Sterling, Ross Barkley or Jack Wilshere for the England Under-21 Championship next summer. England's senior squad have got games against Slovenia and the Republic of Ireland. And a shock in the FA Cup last night with conference side Aldershot dumping out the 2008 winners Portsmouth 1-0. The Shots will now entertain League One Rochdale in the second round.
Saturday morning from 11 to 1 Talk Sport. Saturday afternoon, kick-off, 5:30.
Instinctive finish from Danny Welbeck, which rescues a point for Arsenal. Van Persie coming in the far post. Manchester United take the lead.
Arsenal.
With the win, we are not happy, but the rest we can live with it.
Versus Manchester United.
We are 2 points behind the fourth place. It's in our hands, and that's it.
Another flying United move, and Arsenal take all 3 points right at the end.
Live and exclusive. Sunday afternoon, kick-off, 1:30.
And Crystal Palace will take all 3 points. Sterling's there to dab it home from a yard out. Liverpool take the lead.
Crystal Palace.
We could have had probably another 5 or 6 points quite easily, and come that way.
Versus Liverpool.
These players are so committed and they're giving everything at the moment. We aren't getting that wee bit of good fortune that we need.
Crystal Palace are back in front.
The Barclays Premier League is back on Talk Sport.
Smashes it home with a venomous finish.
Game on.
25 minutes to 8 o'clock, gutted. I was upset for the Emirates on Saturday night. Yeah. And I forgot Mrs. Brazil's away and I've got to be home. So
Your house sitting there.
you
Won't be going out, will you, anywhere?
Saxon, get a light. We'll get down the pub.
Does he have a little bowl?
He's good as gold.
Does he have a little bowl to give him a little bit of...
Of course you do. Of course you do, but I always have that.
Beer or lager? Or is he, what sort of dog is he?
No, he won't have been a lager. No, but he's brilliant. He just sits at my feet and just looks
Is he?
around. Just lovely.
But he's there a while.
No. In moderation on the weekends. During the week's different. I've got that long way around. 7:36. Manchester United. Enemy talking about the Emirates. I wish I was there. Luke Shaw's called on United. The French players to step forward and help Louis van Gaal find a way out of this injury crisis. Daley Blind, David De Gea, although he could play. Michael Carrick have all been injured since leaving for international duty. If you look at the list they've got, it is just shocking. Di Maria, he's having an X-ray.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw, hamstring. Rojo, dislocated shoulder. Raphael, Ashley Young, Phil Jones, Falcao, Johnny Evans, Lingard. Oh, that's a shocker. So he's basically saying, come on. But I like this young boy, Wilson, the centre forward.
Yeah.
For me, he looks a goal predator. He looks as if he can score at any level. So I wouldn't mind him getting a little chance, to be honest.
What sort of height is he? It's difficult to say.
I'm guessing 5'11", guessing he might be taller, I don't know.
Right. Well,
But he's lively.
well, interesting to see how they go at the Emirates, isn't it? Because United have got a good record, haven't they?
I can, with a great respect to United, I just see Arsenal winning this one.
Yeah, but do you think it's going to be easy for Arsenal?
No.
Easier?
No, not easy. No. I think as long as they don't do it dopey at the back, I think they will score. Pardon me. Oh, thank you. Anyway, moving on, we shall see. You never know, because we heard that De Gea has sort of declared himself fit.
Yeah.
And he might just turn out, and he could have a blinder, but I wouldn't. You must have dislocated fingers.
Yeah, look at that one. That one dislocated. Yeah, it's one of those things. The dislocation, normally they go back straight in. It's just what they leave. Sometimes they can leave a tiny fracture, and obviously as a keeper, they need to be in good form. But normally, that if they're desperate for him to play, a little injection pre-game just to get rid of the pain, he'll be fine.
Stuart Lancaster's made 5 changes from the side of loss to South Africa. England prepare in a must-win game for me if they're going to have any chance of Australia. They must beat Samoa at Twickenham on Saturday. Looking to end a run of 5 successive defeats. Join us now to look ahead to the match. Telegraph's rugby correspondent Gavin Mayers. Gavin, good morning.
Gavin.
Morning, Al. Morning, Dominic.
Gav, sorry to keep you there. Gav, stats, they're accurate, I tell you, but when you look at who England have played, I don't think it's as bad as what people are making out, to be honest. And this is a game that I'm pretty certain England will beat Samoa.
Absolutely, Al. I mean, I think the pressure has come on England. They've lost narrowly to New Zealand and South Africa. I think home, particularly with this World Cup coming up in 10 months' time. He's picked, you say he's changed a third of the side. We're bringing new edge, fresh edge. There's a lot of hungry boys out there want to say, this is my shirt, this is my time. And I think you will see that energy against the Samoan side. You're physical, and you can do damage, but England should have far too much for them.
Now for George Ford in a fly half, Bath fly half coming in, what a chance for him to stake a claim to retain his place for Australia, who of course are in England's pool group in the World Cup along with Wales.
Yeah, absolutely, Al. I mean, this is the story of the match for me. George Ford, he's been the coming man. I think in 2011 he was the Junior World Player of the Year. He hasn't had his chance up till now, but he's been picked together with his childhood mate Owen Farrell, who starts. He's been switched to 12, and it will be fascinating to see how these two guys get on, because they've grown up together. They used to kick a rugby ball around together when they were at school, and both played together right through the England age groups, and this is the first time that England will see at Twickenham these two playmakers playing together. But you say Ford now, this is his chance. He'll be kicking the goals on Saturday, and Stuart Lancaster made it clear last night when he announced his side. This isn't the reserve side. This is what he believes is the strongest side, and this is George Ford's moment.
Yeah, Gavin, I was going to ask you about that. A lot of people, maybe some of them, upset that Farrell's been moved to 12. What's your take on it? Do you think has he got the pace for that inside centre role?
It's fascinating. Dominic, I think you sort of look, England have struggled. One area where they've struggled this autumn is just to get that balance right in the midfield. We've seen Kyle Eastman selected, quick feet but no kicking game. And I think against South Africa, England were really undone by their inability to kick well, to pressurise the Springboks when they needed to. I think Owen, people may say he maybe lacks half a yard of pace for inside centre, but what he does bring is he's an extra playmaker. You're going to have 2 10s on the pitch. He's got his kicking game we know all about, and it will give, in some ways, and I think this is the key point, it will take the pressure off George Ford on his first start at England, that he knows he's got his mate outside him, he's got someone else who can take on the kicking duties when they can swap roles. And I think that's what England want to see. Does this work? Is this a combination that could grow towards the World Cup?
And Gavin, you see the game, I see the first 25 minutes or so, really physical bangs and smashes. But then England, if they can overcome that and no damage done, then I can just see them running out fairly easy winners.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, as you say, Al, the key to this is Samoa, if you give them obvious runners, they will smash you. And they're a physical side, and they've got a point to prove themselves. There was talk of a threat of strike for this game because of how they're being treated back home by their own union, but they will hit you hard, and the key for England is to play smart rugby. Don't get involved in one-on-one hits. Use the forward pack, use them all, and you will wear out their numbers, you will wear them down, and if you create the space, then England certainly have the finishers to cause Samoa lots of trouble. And I think what Twickenham and what the Twickenham crowd want to see is a big performance. England has to go on the front foot and say, this is our ground, we're going to put you away, job done.
Gavin, thank you. Gavin Mayers there from The Telegraph. By the way, did you see, we're talking to Hank Potts there in Geneva, and it's in the snow-capped mountains, beautiful. Did you see New York
Snow
State?
in America, not just the whole of America's been hit.
Is it?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of America's been hit.
Well, we normally get it, don't we?
Well, that's why I was asking Sandy about, are we going to get it afterwards? And I'm not sure whether it's snow or just cold conditions. You're right about that. It's beautiful when you get up and it's a nice crisp morning. It's just obviously dangerous for drivers.
And for all people as well. So
absolutely, it's not very enjoyable for them. But there is a lovely way of getting up crisp at morning, and that fresh air that you can get into your lungs like there is in the studio.
Do you have a problem getting out of the peaks?
No, sometimes, but
Just stick the old Lexus in, four-wheel, away we go. Easy, beautiful car. Later on the Sports Breakfast, we'll speak to legendary Welsh winger Shane Williams. I had a Wales' clash against the All Blacks this weekend, and don't forget, Full Contact Talksport's rugby show hosted by Brian Moore this Sunday. We'll round up all the weekend's action. Okay, 7:43, a blast to Talksport travel next.
The Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on Talk Sport with the new Ford Transit Courier. The new small van with Ford's innovative innovative easy fuel system, making misfueling a thing of the past.
You know you can depend on juicing for a great bargain, but what about this? Until November 30th, buy 10 Recticel Urethane GP 1.2 metre boards for the amazing price of just £28 each. Recticel Urethane GP boards in branch for just £28 each. Amazing! Get a juicing great price at over 600 branches nationwide. Juicing, supplying everything for the trade and more. Ask in store or see juicing.co.uk for terms and conditions. Prices exclude VAT at 20%.
The cloud phone system. It's transformed the way we work, connecting all of your staff on any device, anywhere. A simple user interface with features like call recording, video conferences, CRM integration.
Whoa, hold on. What you're saying is there's a smarter phone system that improves service by connecting our customers to our staff, even when they're out and about?
Yes, and there's no need for expensive hardware or...
Expert?
No.
RingCentral, the leader in smart but simple cloud phone systems. See how it works at ringcentral.co.uk.
You'd be surprised at what's hidden by the trees and hedges that line country roads. An unsuspecting motorist would never know about this brown, long-eared bat, for example, or this great crested newt, this common stoat, or that truck. Because the trees and hedges that line country roads also hide oncoming hazards. So the motorist entering that bend never suspected that an oncoming vehicle was veering into his lane. If you could see the danger around the bend, you'd slow down. Brake before the bend, not on it. Think.
At DFS, it's the final days to get a half-price winter collection sofa with guaranteed Christmas delivery. Better be quick, DFS.
At ESSO, our scientists are on a quest to make discoveries that will bring you an experience that's even more rewarding. And the latest extraordinary development is not in nanotechnology, quantum physics, or even particle theory. It's in your pocket.
Show your qualifying fuel receipt to collect bonus club card points by the 6th of January 2015 at participating ESSO service stations only. ESSO, fill up your club card when you fill up your tank. Terms and conditions apply. Visit esso.co.uk for details.
Life is full of changes. You change your razor blades, your ringtone, your radio station. There's one thing you don't have to change. Your battery. The world's first wireless charging system. Charges your power tools without removing the battery from the tool. Come and see the Bosch Roadshow. For dates and locations near you, visit boschwirelesscharging.co.uk. Real Bosch, invented for life.
When you want to sell your car, what do? List it in the papers and magazines? Try and sell it online. And then sit back and wait for a response. Oh. There is a better way. WeWantAnyCar.com. It's simple. Just visit the website, enter your registration, and get your immediate valuation. You won't just get a great price, you'll get cash paid directly into your account. Sell your car the hassle-free way today. Visit WeWantAnyCar.com.
Talk sport, traffic and travel.
Challenge Swinton to beat your car insurance quote. Go to swinton.co.uk.
In Greater Manchester, the M60 clockwise has a lane closed between junction 27 for the Portwood roundabout and junction 1 for the Stockport Pyramid. It's causing queues from Ashton under Lyme. In Derbyshire, on the M1 southbound, there's a lane closed between junction 25 for Nottingham and 24A for Derby, and that's causing queues from the Trail services, taking around 20 minutes to get through there. In Newport, on the M4 eastbound, there's a lane blocked between junction 27 for High Cross and 26 for Malpass Road, causing some queues. Scarborough Talksport Traffic and Travel.
Welcome to Graham's Home Tutorials. Changing your car headlight bulb. Remember, bulbs are hot, so you've got to remove the bulb, right, but without touching it. Once you've removed the bulb, without touching it, check the bulb isn't still hot. Oh, but remember, don't touch it. Oh.
Or just ask the experts at Halfords to do it for you. Buy a replacement car headlight bulb and we'll fit it on the spot from just $6.99. Halfords, open late 7 days a week. Check your local store for opening times.
Saturday afternoon from 5:30. Exclusive national radio commentary of Arsenal versus Manchester United. Barclays Premier League live on Talk Sport.
12 minutes to 8 o'clock. Good morning and welcome. The Big Three Stories backlash after Malcolm Mackay's appointed the new manager of Wigan Athletic. Daniel Sturridge ruled out for a further 6 weeks with a thigh injury. And Roy Hodgson says Gareth Southgate can have first choice of players for next summer's European Under-21 Championship. So Gareth gets the pick, and then Roy will name his squad after it, which has upset one or two people. But good news for Gareth. But what does Gareth Southgate do now? Does he bring in the boys eligible, or does he stay with the kids that got him to the finals? Those are the headlines at 11 minutes to 8 o'clock. Let's hear from England Under-21 manager Gareth Southgate speaking on the Sports Breakfast just last week.
The key for us is that there's depth of talent, because when you get to finals, who knows who's going to be fit and available, but also the main part of the job is to get boys into the seniors ready to be a success, and we want a conveyor belt of talent ready to do that.
Now, we're seeing from this weekend's games against Slovenia, there's no real challenge in these Euro qualifying games. This is Harry and Bolton. Morning, Harry. He said the likes of Sterling, Bartley and Oxlade-Chamberlain would benefit from tournament experience and improve the rest of the young players around them. They will just become stale. Playing in relative meaningless games against rubbish teams. It's interesting.
What do you think about the senior players in the England side? Would they want to go back and play under 21s? Would they think they're above that?
I think, I may be wrong, Dominic, this is my opinion. I think that they would not want to come out and say, no, I don't want to play in the under 21s, I want to play in the big team. I want to play against Slovenia over there. But they'd be scared to, because there'd be a backlash probably. That's what I think.
Well, surely if you're a player and if you came out and said, look, of course I'll play for the 21s, but you know, I want, as you say, the full team is where I want to be. I don't think that surely there won't be any. I'm not saying I don't want to play for the 21s, but if somebody gave me a choice, I want a cap to play for England, proper England.
Yeah, I think Sterling is nailed on to start for England every game.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Oxlade-Chamberlain, but he's not playing regular for Arsenal, and I'm a fan of Bartley, who is a regular, you know, for Everton. But if I was right, if I'm being honest, right, if I was Roy, I would say to Gareth, look, we've got a game away from home, Slovenia. Yeah. I really want to give as much experience at the highest level to the likes of Oxlade, Sterling and Bartley, or especially Oxlade-Chamberlain and Bartley.
Yeah.
I really would. I'd say, Gareth, I want to help you, but I want to make these guys 100 cap players. I want to give them a chance now, early.
And I know that the was it email or text you've just had was said talking about meaningless games. Well,
he means Slovenia. I think he means
that's not a meaningless game. It's
England struggled.
It's a qualifier away from home. You know. Surely as a younger player going away, that's going to help. Do they play the Republic of Ireland as well? Is that a friendly?
They play them, yeah. The friendly.
You know, they've just had a. You know, although I'm laughing. England beat Scotland. That experience of them players in that atmosphere, you know, anybody who watched that was only going to benefit those younger players who got booed. They got, you know what I mean. That's going to help for the future. So these meaningless games, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think if Roy Hodgson is looking to get his team, ready and playing well, I think he needs to play them as much as possible.
And also the kids who got them there, you know, who's to say they're not going to be 100 cap England players in the future?
But, do you know why I can say this? Because cricket is all contracted to England, right? But in big games, when you have a big game for your county, a semi-final, a quarter-final, whatever it is, a final, all of a sudden them England players are available. Now, does that England player play even though you've got there with the younger players? And I think that's what it is. You know, you just don't want to say to a younger player who's got you there, oh, by the way, one of the big boys is coming back. You just sit on the bench.
Correct. Right, 7:53 warmer climates now. Rainy season over in Kandy in Sri Lanka. A little piece here, John Etheridge. Harry Gurney believes he should get a World Cup place because he's different from the rest of England's quickies. The Knots left. He plans to stake his claim during England's 7 one-days in Sri Lanka, which starts on Wednesday. Do you agree?
Yeah. Well, Yeah, Harry Gooney is a left-arm bowler. They haven't got too many more left-arm bowlers. Remember that Broad and Anderson aren't out there at the moment. I think he's got a chance. He did very well for Nottinghamshire. England have got an opportunity here to stake a claim in the 50-over form of the game. They've come out with big, bold statements. Ian Bell, who I rate as a player, saying that they're going to go in with no fear, they're going to enjoy themselves, and they want to be ruthless. I think they've got to get their team right. What is their best team? We know that Cook and Hales are going to open. Who is going to bat three? Is it going to be Ian Bell? Is it going to be Gary Balance, Joe Root? Is James Taylor the little batsman that Kevin called a jockey? Is Ravi Bopara going to be pushed up the order? Moeen Ali? All these issues that I think England have got to get right before the World Cup. So they've got 7 one-days. It is rainy season out there. They have gone out to a play, and they've all got reserve days, these 7 one-day internationals. They go over to Australia for a tri-series between Australia, India and England before the World Cup, which is based in New Zealand and Australia. Different conditions. Well, it's different conditions in Sri Lanka. What would be good, Sri Lanka have just had a beating in India. A beating. They've been beaten by the best. They've played 5 one-day internationals and lost 5-0. So it'd be interesting to see.
One was Pakistan, isn't it?
Well, that's in Test cricket at the moment. This is one-day cricket. So, but the form team in Test cricket, Pakistan, they're a dangerous side. India are number 1 in one-day internationals. South Africa 2, Australia 3. So 3 big teams at the moment. South Africa and Australia are playing in a tournament at the moment. Ebbing and flowing. Australia winning 2-1. England, I think. I'm positive. I am really positive about...
No,
but I am. Because I think there's younger players. We're talking about England under 21s. We've got younger players now. They're exciting players. And I think we should now be saying to them, forget all the scars and everything that's gone on. Give yourselves an opportunity to win a tournament here in Sri Lanka. And that'll help for the future.
5 minutes to 8 o'clock on Talk Sport.
The Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on Talk Sport with the new Ford Transit Courier. The new small van with an impressive 1.63-metre load length.
At Canalf Insulation, we put fitters first. So we asked them what would make their life easier.
One product that does loads of different jobs.
You've got it, Greg Morris.
Insulation that's easy to handle, getting the job done quick.
Yeah, so we can knock off early.
Well, we listened, and the result is Earthwall Omnifit. Multi-application insulation that fits fast, has great performance, is easy to handle, and easy on your pocket. Earthwall Omnifit is now available from your local Selco branch. To find your nearest branch, visit selcobw.com.
Save up to 40% of the RRP on car tyres at blackcircles.com. Oh, that's a hey! In 3 easy steps, you can click, fit, and save. Enter your reg number, choose your tyres, then select a time and place convenient to you to have them fitted. With garages across the UK, save up to 40% of the RRP on car tyres and change the way you buy. Visit blackcircles.com to click, fit, and save. When your job starts early, so does Screwfix. They're open 7 AM weekdays plus early at weekends. And right now they've got great new offers and huge savings, like this Keta folding workbench for only $59.99. 20% off this Stanley 12-in-1 multi-tool. And new savings of up to 45% on selected safety and workwear. So see all 360 stores now or screwfix.com. When you need to get the job done, you need Screwfix.
Hi, it's Tess Daly. I'm here to let you know that the Toy Exchange at Argos is back. Bring your once-loved toys into store. We'll donate them to Bernardo's and give you a £5 toy voucher towards new ones. Together, we can help every child have a happier Christmas. Argos it. £5 voucher for toy purchases £35 and over. Offer ends 25th of November. Conditions apply.
Interest rates are set to rise. Dun, dun, dun.
That means monthly mortgage repayments will go up.
Revolution at leasingrevolution.com.
Another year's hard graft has gone by in a flash. It's Christmas again, so you're saving your cash. We know you've worked hard all year through, so now we're giving something back to you. Selco has the answer to your cold winter woes. Shopping vouchers to spend on turkey, beers and clothes. You'll be able to relax, your Christmas won't be lacking. Selco have got an offer to make your Christmas cracking. Spend £50 ex-VAT on a single purchase at Selco until the 19th of December to earn points for shopping vouchers.
Watch out! This Justin from the sports desk.
It's all kicking off. Top sport.
Now coming up to 8 o'clock, Sandy, coming up the headline just first. One of the big headlines in the Daily Mail. I loved it as Celtic with chaos and letter bombs. It just wore me down. And Neil Lennon finds peace at last with Bolton. I'll just give you briefly a couple of things he says. Lennon was appointed manager last month ahead of Saturday's match at Blackpool. He has won 4 of his last 6 games, or won 4 of 6 since he's been at Bolton. It's easy already. He has made changes. I'm not a dictator or a bully or a disciplinarian, he said. But there's certain things, I mean, woolly hats and training, Gerbers and grey. Is it really necessary? I agree with that. Although I prefer, look, if it's snowing and freezing cold, maybe a bobble hat, maybe. But when you see people in the spring with gloves and stuff on, you're like, nah. I don't want them to